They had always said they would keep their relationship private. They had promised themselves, and perhaps the world, that some moments were meant to be theirs alone. But sometimes, even the most carefully guarded secrets have a way of slipping into the light. And this time, it was something no one could have ever expected. The internet erupted in the early hours of the morning. On social media, a single post began circulating, grainy at first, then clearer as more angles appeared. Private wedding photos. Not from a set, not from a drama, but from what looked undeniably real. And the names on everyone's lips? Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun. Fans stared in disbelief as the images began flooding their timelines. It wasn't the polished, posed glamour of a celebrity magazine spread. No, it was raw, intimate, almost dreamlike. Kim Go-eun, in a simple but breathtaking white gown, her hair swept gently away from her face. Lee Min-ho in a sharp black suit, but with that smile, soft, unguarded. The kind you only wear for someone you truly love. In the first leaked image, they were standing close, heads touching, eyes locked like there was no one else in the world. In another, Min-ho's hand rested protectively on Go-eun's waist, while she leaned into him, laughing at something no one else could hear. There was one picture that seemed to break the internet entirely. A candid shot, taken from the side, where Min-ho kissed her forehead, his eyes closed, her hands gently clutching his lapel. It was so tender, so unperformed, that it sent fans spiraling into endless theories. The debate started immediately. Was this real? Had they actually gotten married and told no one? Or was it some elaborate shoot for an upcoming project? But the longer people looked, the harder it became to dismiss. There were no production crews in the background, no visible cameras, no extras, just a small gathering of people. Too few for a drama set, too genuine for a promotional campaign. Then came the bombshell, a guest list screenshot. Blurry, yes, but legible enough to make out names that no casual fan could fake. Close family members, childhood friends, and in the middle of it all, Kim Go-eun and Lee Min-ho. The location, it turned out, was an exclusive countryside estate outside Seoul, a place known for its privacy, where celebrities often go to escape the public eye. The kind of venue you'd choose if you wanted your wedding to be unforgettable, but unseen. By now, every fan group was ablaze with speculation. Some claimed to have known all along, pointing to years of subtle glances, quiet outings, and matching outfits. Others refused to believe it, saying it was impossible that two of Korea's most famous stars could pull off a secret wedding in the age of social media. But then the videos surfaced. Shaky, clearly taken from a distance, but unmistakable. Kim Go-eun walking slowly down an aisle lined with white flowers. Lee Min-ho waiting at the end, looking, according to one fan, like a man who had been holding his breath his entire life until that moment. No special effects, no stage lighting, just sunlight filtering through the trees, a soft breeze lifting the edge of her veil. And when she reached him, they didn't speak right away. They just looked at each other, smiling, but with eyes glistening. And then, quietly, he took her hands. The audio was faint, but one part was caught clearly, Min-ho's voice, low and trembling. "You've always been my home." That was the moment even the skeptics started to believe. As the day went on, more fragments emerged. A short clip of them cutting a modest white cake, laughing when the knife stuck. A candid of them dancing under strings of warm lights, her head resting on his shoulder. A group photo where they stood in the middle, surrounded by only about 20 guests. No flashing cameras, no media frenzy, just love. By evening, hashtags like #MinHowedding and #Lee Min-ho Kim Go-eun were trending worldwide. Fans began piecing together a timeline, revisiting every past interview, every social media post, every supposed coincidental sighting. One fan posted side-by-side images of a ring Min-ho had been wearing recently, and a ring glimpsed on Go-eun's finger in the leaked photos. Others dug up old clips where they'd spoken about their ideal relationships, noting how eerily they seemed to describe each other. But with the excitement came an undercurrent of worry. Neither Lee Min-ho nor Kim Go-eun had made any statement. No agencies had confirmed or denied anything. And for every fan celebrating, there were others concerned about what this leak might mean for their privacy, their careers, or even their personal safety. Still, for many, the pictures spoke louder than any official announcement could. They weren't glossy PR images meant to sell a fantasy. They were quiet, imperfect, deeply human moments. The way Min Ho held her hand like it was the most precious thing in the world. The way Go-eun's eyes softened every time she looked at him. Some people called it proof. Others called it invasion. But no one could deny it felt real. And perhaps that was why it hit so hard. Because for years, fans had hoped, speculated, imagined. And now, it seemed, they were looking at the very thing they had only dared to dream about. As the night wore on, the photos kept spreading. Some accounts claimed to know the source of the leak. A distant guest, perhaps, or a staff member who couldn't resist sharing. Others insisted it was deliberate, a quiet way of letting the world in without the chaos of a press conference. Whatever the truth, one thing was certain. The images had etched themselves into the hearts of millions. And somewhere, away from the frenzy, perhaps Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun were sitting together, maybe laughing at the world's reaction, maybe worried about what would come next, or maybe, just maybe, holding hands and remembering that their love had always been theirs first, before it belonged to anyone else. Because a wedding, no matter how secret, is not defined by who sees it. It's defined by who stands beside you when you say the words. And if the photos were real, then those words had already been spoken. And nothing, no rumor, no headline, no leaked image, could ever take that away. Their hands were intertwined. And even in the stillness of a single photograph, you could feel the warmth between them. For years, fans had imagined this moment, but few believed they would see it without an official announcement. Yet here it was, unexpected and raw, proof that some love stories don't wait for the spotlight's permission. The leaked images, blurry yet telling, showed a ceremony far from the glitz of a celebrity stage. No extravagant floral arches, no endless rows of VIP guests, just a small group of people, faces both teary and joyful, witnessing something deeply personal. And at the center of it all, Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun, their eyes locked, as if the rest of the world had disappeared. For those who have followed them since their drama days, it felt like watching the final scene of a story that had been playing out quietly for years. Only this time it wasn't scripted. This was real. Social media erupted within minutes. Hashtags flooded every corner of the internet. Some posts were celebratory, fans declaring their hearts were full. Others were tinged with disbelief. Could it really be them? Could the couple who had guarded their private lives so fiercely have finally tied the knot in secret? And then came the debates. Some argued the images had to be from a drama set, that it was all too perfect, too cinematic to be reality. Others pointed to subtle details, the absence of camera crews, the presence of family members never seen on screen, and the fact that Min-ho's suit didn't match any known promotional shoots. The more people zoomed in, the more questions arose. In one shot, Kim Go-eun's smile wasn't the polished kind meant for press photos. It was the sort of smile that crinkles your eyes, the kind you give when you're looking at your forever. And Lee Min-ho, he wasn't acting. His gaze carried a tenderness rarely caught by the public eye. It was almost protective,